Demon speed, activate. You almost laid a finger on me. Impressive. But now, it's my turn. 10,000 punches.
All right, Mr. Deacon.
You don't want none! You don't want none!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ, the Tar Heel, and another week, another game. Welcome to round one of Carolina's 2025 rivalry tour, man, and it begins with those J-Leno-looking Demon Deacons from Winston-Salem, man. Carolina needs to win 2 of their last 3 football games to reach bowl eligibility, and it starts this Saturday, man. But first, before we get into all that, all the nitty-gritty of this game, man, do me a favor. If you are a Tar Heel and you aren't subscribed to this channel, man, where in the world have you been and what in the world have you been doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, okay? Yeah, I'm going to wait for you. Do it right now. Go ahead. I'm waiting. You can do it. Good. Good. I appreciate you, man. And if you're a daggum Demon Deacon, why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well, okay? You know what they say. Keep your friends close and your enemies stinking closer, man. So you should subscribe to the channel as well, man. It's all in good fun. All in good fun. Now, we're almost through a Bill Belichick football season, and surprisingly, the channel has only grown by about 250 people this season. So help me get to at least 3,000 before it's all said and done, man. You could be the difference. I really need your help, man. So let's make it official and hit that subscribe button for me and let all your fellow North Carolinians know about the Tar Heel Huddle as well. Okay, let's cut to the chase, man. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get down to business, as they say. It's been a terrific week for the stinking Deacons, man. They upset the number 14 Virginia Cavaliers in Charlottesville 16-9 to become bowl eligible themselves. Jake Dickert has really just done a miracle job in Winston-Salem, man. Now, the difference in that game was an 88-yard punt return by Carlos Hernandez, which was the only touchdown in the entire football game, and it was the difference. Chandler Morris exited the game for the Hoos after taking a shot to the head in the second quarter, and it was Wake Forest's first win against a top 15 opponent since 1979. Now, we know that the North Carolina offense has been, shall we say, less than desirable to watch, but Wake Forest is only averaging 12 points per game over their last 3 as well. 13, 7, and 16. And somehow they've won 2 of those daggone football games, man. Now, the Deeks have trotted out both Robbie Ashford and Deshaun Purdy, depending on the situation, and they've been underwhelming, to say the least, especially here as of late. Wake Forest had 64 total passing yards against the Hoos. 46 for Robbie Ashford and 18 for stinking Purdy, man. 9 of 23 as a team against a top 15 opponent, and they got the W. 8-31 as a team against the Noles the week before that. Ashford was, I don't think I've ever seen these numbers before, 2 of 21 for 93 yards. Must have hit a big pass, man. And Purdy was 6 of 10 for 69 and a touchdown. Not scary in the passing game, to say at least. Statistically, only Gio Lopez, okay, has less passing yards among starting quarterbacks in the Atlantic Coast Conference, man. But to his, positive, if you will, he has 8 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, whereas Ashford only has 3 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Now, Wake Forest does have a stud running back by the name of Damon Claiborne, man. But even he has only rushed for 175 yards on 62 carries, which is only 2.8 yards per carry and no touchdowns in his last 3 games. So there has been some serious struggles offensively lately for this Demon Deacon football team. It will not get much easier as the Heels have the 28th ranked overall defense in the country as far as stats go, okay? And they've been trending upward. They're also only allowing 11 points per game over their last 3. And if you take away that scoop and score during the Syracuse game and the fact that UVA had 10 points at the end of regulation, the defense is actually only allowing 9 points per game over their last 3. Who cares that one of the kids was a walk-on lacrosse player and one was a true freshman making his first start on the other side of the country? They did put the clamps on Chandler Morris, right? I mean, they still have that to, kind of bolster up the stats, if you will. Now, flipping the script to the other side of the football, however, and we'll see that there are some similar issues for the Heels on offense as well, although not quite as bad over the past 3 games. Carolina's only averaging 21 points per game in their last 3, and because the defense has played so well, that's all they've really needed, right? Gio Lopez has done a better job of protecting the football, and to his credit, he's thrown for 2 touchdowns a game over the last 2, and he's completed 75% of his passes. So we do have that going for us. Now, the Wake Forest defense has not been too shabby itself. They also bolster a top 35 defense overall. So with all that being said, man, let's take a look at the history of this rivalry. And we can see that North Carolina owns the all-time record between these two schools, 73-36 with 2 ties. And Carolina is currently on a 4-game winning streak over the Demon Deacons. And the most recent matchup was last year's 31-24 victory that got the Heels the bowl eligibility. And just in case you guys didn't remember, man, O'Mary and Hampton went for 244 yards on 35 carries and a touchdown. And yours truly was at that football game. No big deal. But that just so happened to be the last time that Carolina was in victory lane last year. So, yeah, there was that. So here's some team stats going into this football game. Carolina's offense is averaging 293.6 yards per game, which is good enough or bad enough for 130th. And they're only generating 19.4 points per game, which is bad enough for 122nd. Defensively, though, they're giving up 320.7 yards per game, 28th, and 21.3 points per game, good enough for 37th. The Deeks are averaging 356.7 yards per game, 93rd, and they're only scoring 23.3 points per game while giving up 325.3, 34th, and giving up 20.3 points per game, 31st. So now we'll discuss the 3 keys to victory for the Tar Heels. Number 1, we have got to clean up the penalties. UNC was the most disciplined team in the Atlantic Coast Conference going into yesterday's game, averaging only about 5 penalties per game. Well, they had 11 last week against Stanford, and a number of them were pre-snap false starts or lining up in the neutral zone at the most inopportune of times. 2nd and short, 3rd and short, when Stanford was pinned up deep, against their goal line. Carolina has got to be disciplined, man, and they cannot this week shoot themselves in the foot like they did against Stanford. The offense is going to be at a premium in this contest. 2 pretty good defenses, 2 not so good offenses. They cannot shoot themselves in the foot with stinking penalties. Key number 2. They got to take away Ashford's legs, okay? He is the 2nd leading rusher on the team with 344 yards and 4 touchdowns. And we've already discussed that he's the 2nd worst statistical starting passer in the conference, only over our very own Gio Lopez, man. You cannot let him beat you with his legs. The front 7 needs to keep him contained. So do not let Robbie Ashford beat you with his legs. And key number 3, kick and punt coverage. Special teams, man, with Wake Forest struggles offensively here of late. And, kind of for the entire season, if you will. And then you couple that with North Carolina playing pretty good defense, the Heels cannot afford to let them score on special teams, okay? That was literally the difference in the Deacs win over the Who's. There will be a lot of punting in this game, so they have got to be sound in our special teams, especially punt coverage. Do not let them score points on special teams. And now for the score prediction portion of the show. And we're going to start this thing off with our favorite Yinzer and honorary Tar Heel. How does this thing play out, Hutch? Will he pick the Deacons? Or will he pick the Tar Heels?
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite Yinzer, Hutch, back with another Fearless Prediction video. Your boys on a 5-game win streak, pushing my season total to 8-1, 1 game ahead of 7-2 Russ the Tar Heel, who is hot on my trail with 3 games left to play in the Carolina football season. It's always sad to see that, hey, we're 75% through this season. They always seem to go way too fast. This week, your North Carolina Tar Heels will take on the Wake Forest Demon Deacons at Legacy Stadium in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. This will be a first for me, as that this is the first game I will predict that I have set foot on both of these turfs. I have chewed that dirt, and I have kicked inflated leather balls at yellow poles in both of these teams' stadiums. Both teams coming off of victories. The Carolina Tar Heels beat Stanford at home 20-15 in a game that should not have been that close. They were up 20-3 and should have gone for the jugular. Sorry to say, man, that missed field goal really changed the complexion of this game for Stanford. If they make that 41-yarder in the first half, this is a different game. Wake Forest coming off a very impressive win on the road at Virginia and Scott Stadium, knocking off the previously unbeaten in the ACC Virginia Cavaliers 16-9. These teams are very similar in a lot of ways. Wake Forest has probably the most underrated defense in the ACC. They're giving up just over 20 points a game. They are extremely well coached, extremely fundamentally sound, and great tacklers. Carolina's defense has been very, very good over the last 4 games of the season. However, that needs to be prefaced with the level of competition not that good, facing probably the 2 worst offenses in the ACC that aren't North Carolina, in Syracuse and Stanford. Carolina comes in, and they are going to look to continue the momentum that they've had over the last 2 games with 2 ACC wins back-to-back. They're still in the hunt for bowl eligibility. Bowl eligibility has already been secured by Wake Forest. They're looking at this point that they can win 9 games. They've got 3 left. They've got Carolina, Duke, and I believe Delaware. So that's not outside the realm of possibility that this could be a 9-win team. Jake Dickert is probably right now the best coach in the state of North Carolina at the college level. He has worked a miracle at Wake Forest. This was a team that I believe was predicted to be 15th in the ACC in the preseason. They've had some signature wins. They have a 2-headed quarterback monster in Robbie Ashford, who can throw a pretty deep ball and he will kill you with his legs. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, he will break the pocket and get that necessary first down. Damon Claiborne is a home run threat at running back with lightning speed. Deshaun Purdy is the other quarterback, has a massive arm, big-time arm talent. This kid can really throw the heck out of the football. Wake Forest offense is they're averaging around 23 points a game. Not spectacular. It's get first downs, maintain ball control, and let that defense do what it does. Both these teams are very similar. I think this is going to be a very low-scoring, hard-fought, defensive, slug-it-out game. That being said, Wake Forest has had better wins. They've beaten better competition, and right now I think that they're riding a high coming off that win in Virginia. Now, I know that Russ, drunk off of the 2-game ACC win streak, is likely going with the Heels by 1 million. So in order to increase my lead to 2 games, I think Wake is a very tough team to beat at home. I think that they are just a better football team overall. They have a better offense. I think they're going to score more than the Heels do. It's going to be tight. So I'm going with the Demon Deacons to knock off the Tar Heels in a low-scoring affair. I think this one's going to be 17-13 Deacons. and they get their 7th win of the season and put a dent in the bowl hopes of the Tar Heels.
Well, there you have it, baby. Hutch is picking the Deeks, 17-13, and I hope you enjoyed watching the Golden Toes montage kicking at Wake Forest and the University of North Carolina. Man, we obviously had to save the best for last, and just so you know, Hutch, you look much better in Carolina blue, my friend. Now, looking at the leaderboard here, Hutch is currently 8-1, while your boy is sitting at 7-2, and the sim has been awful lately, falling to 5-4 on the season, while the fan poll is hanging tough with me at 7-2. The sim predicted Carolina would win this football game 35-30. Can't imagine that we're going to see that much offense from either one of these teams. And the fan poll is pretty healthy on Carolina's side. A little bit surprising to me that Carolina's going to go in there and walk into Winston-Salem and get the dub. Now, before I give you my thoughts, the ESPN matchup indicator gives the Deeks a 69% chance of beating the Hills, and they are currently 6.5-point favorites at the time of the making of this video. Now, Hutch and I are we're pretty similar, man. Similar in a ton of ways, okay? And he's literally like my older brother from a different mother and a different father, different part of the country. But we're literally two peas in a stinking pot, as they say, man. And I'm going to go ahead and let you know my score, okay? I've also got this game at 17-13. For North Carolina, baby. That's right. We're going stinking opposite in this one. Carolina 17, the Deeks 13 in a low-scoring, just punt fest, bro. Yes, Wake just beat a top 15 Virginia team that Carolina should have beat 3 weeks ago, but it was without Chandler Morris for over half of the football game. Not to mention the special team score was the difference, as bad as the UNC offense has been right now. Okay, I think Wake's is worse at this point of the season, and with the defenses being very comparable, I think Belichick and company do just enough to get the job done and set up an intriguing last 2 games of the season. If you like low-scoring football and good defense, if you like watching a bunch of punting, this is going to be the game for you. So, don't forget, $625 score prediction and call-in show on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern due to the Carolina basketball live stream on Friday night. Call into the show, predict the score to win this ever-increasing pot that has ballooned up to $625. Must be subscribed to the channel. Live reaction and watch party Saturday starting at 4:15. Come hang out with your favorite North Carolinian during the game. Tar Heels and Deacons, which you guys are Tar Heels, actually. You're welcome. Come hang out with your daggone boy. And remember, it's always a great day to be a Tar Heel. Go to hell, Duke. Go to hell, State. And we'll catch you on the next one, baby. Go Heels. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.